Okay, girls, pay attention. Now we talk about chapter 5, moment of force. Moment of what? Of force, yes. Guys, listen please. Actually, motion, listen, can be what? Classified to two parts, mainly two parts. Translation and motion, that we discussed before, right? And what? Rotation and motion. Translation and motion, guys. If I want to cause translation and motion, caused by what? By applying what? Force. Okay? By applying what? Force. Rotation and motion caused by moment of force. Moment of what? Force. Sometimes it's called torque. Sometimes it's called what? Torque. Look here, guys. Here actually, this is a rotational motion. Look. This is what? Rotational motion. Spinning force. Okay? Look here, please, guys. Pay attention, please. If I apply force here, can I rotate? So, if I apply force here, yes. So, the moment of force does not depend only on the force applied, but also depends on what? The position where the force is applied. Okay? The position where the force is applied. So, we have to define the momentum as moment of force equals force times what? Distance sine theta. Okay? I will explain this for you. Yes. F, what is F? Force applied the distance between, look, distance between the line of action of the force and the pivot. And what? The pivot. Theta, angle between force and distance or displacement. Distance or what? Displacement. A unit for a moment of force from here, unit Newton meter, right? Newton meter. Direction either clockwise or what? Anti-clockwise. I think you are familiar with this because any rotation, or to explain the rotation or the direction of rotation, it's always explained in terms of clockwise or what? Anti-clockwise.
Moment of force?
Yes, moment of force. Yes, definitely. We will all have it right. Yeah, we did this by resolving the force. By resolving what? The force. Okay, anyway. So, any rotation is caused by what? Moment of force, not the force. We need also to concern about what? The distance from the point where the force is applied to the point where the object rotates. Like this. This is pivot. Here a force is applied, let's say this way. Okay? This is the distance. This is what? The distance. What is the rotation here? Look, guys. If I use this force to rotate, it will rotate what? Clockwise. Okay? Fine? In order to apply this, let's do exercise.
After half?
Yes, please. On chapter 5, open your book page 118. Yes.
ممكن ندخل incline plane فيه؟
لا incline لا. Page chapter 5 section 1 or 5.1 exercise what? 5A. Exercise 5A.
Which one?
In this exercise, guys, this exercise, we have, it's just warming up, okay? How we will use what? A formula of the moment of force. Formula of moment of force. Look to the first one. Here it's given that we have point P here, okay? And there's a force applied in this way, right? Upward, where the force is 3 newtons. This way, right? Is it right? Or the opposite way?
Yeah, that's right.
3 newtons and what? 2 meters. 3 newtons and what? 2 meters. Okay, guys, pay attention, please. Pay attention. It's easy. Actually, I have to find the moment of this force. Where is the distance? This is the distance.
2 meters.
This is what the distance equals what? 2 meters. What is the angle between distance and 90? Right? Yes, exactly. So a moment here, force 3 times 2 sine what? 90, 6 Newton meter. The direction, look,
Clockwise.
clockwise, right? High direction this way. About P. About what? P. This would be what? Clockwise. Okay? Direction is clockwise.
Wait, so the force is applied on P?
Let's say this is a laminar, right? يعني خلينا نقول إنه هون في the object in this way.
What?
There is an object.
Okay.
Hey, why P heat pivot?
P, one force.
High force.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Type. Look to question. Look to 5. This is 1, right?
Yeah.
This is what? 1. Look to 5, please. 5 we are given this way, force in this way, which is 4 newtons. P here. This is what? 30. What does this mean, guys? What is meant by this drawing? For one moment, please. It means in here there is a laminar object, whatever this shape of this object in this way. There is a force applied in this way, and this force away from point P, which is the pivot, 5 meters. Okay, this is what? 5 meters. Look here, please. Look here. Where is the distance between the force? This is the distance. Okay? So moment equals 4 times what? 5. Distance. Sine what? 30. 30. Actually, sine 30. It's the angle between force applied and what? Distance. Hey. Force and distance. Just a moment, I will answer you. Right? Force and what? Distance. So this would be what? 10 Newton meter.
Counterclockwise.
Look to the direction of rotation.
Anti-clockwise.
This way, sir. Okay? About what? P. About P. With the direction of the force about P, I will have what? Anti-clockwise. Okay? Any question?
No.
It's easy actually. Oh, yes.
Start. الأكل مش لاقي أصلا الريزولف.
Resolving, yes, same thing.
طب ليش هون الساين ممكن الساين؟ يعني
If you resolve this, what you will have, احنا بدنا perpendicular distance. Sorry, perpendicular component of the force, okay? Clear? Yes, yes. This is, I think. Any question about this? Okay. By the same way, to exercise instead of 5A, right? 5A. Now let's do 7. Okay. In exercise 7, what we have? We have force applied, which is 60 newtons, right? This way. 60 newtons. And here, this is P. This angle is what? 45 degrees. Okay, this angle is 45 degrees. Pay attention, please, guys. What does this mean? This means there is a lamina here, object, whatever. Force applied in this way. It's easy. By applying the formula for moment of force, ma m equals force what? 6. The distance from the force to P
7.2.
7.2, right? Okay. 7.2. It's an important point. An angle should be between force and what? Distance. I mean, this is the distance we need. This is the angle between them, which is what? Sine. What is the result of this?
30.5.
30
anti-clockwise.
Newton meter. Look here, how can I determine clockwise or anti-clockwise? Move your finger in the same direction of the force, but about P. About me, P. يعني طلع معي هاي P. Move your finger this way. هاي مع force about P. Right? It will be what? Anti-clockwise. Look to number 8.
0.
Yes. Actually, if you number 8, what we have force in this way, which is 8 Newton, 5. Here, P, 3 meters. Guys, and in this way, this is the lamina, let's say. If the line of action passes through the pivot, its moment is 0. If the line of action passes through what? The pivot, like this. The line of action of the force passes through me, the pivot, so the moment is 0. In other words, if I apply force here on the pivot, can I rotate the door? No. Right? Clear? The moment one is what? 0.
Moment of force to 0.
Yes, F, the line of action of the force passes the pivot the moment is what? 0. Okay, fine. Now, 9. Look to 9. Also, you have to be very careful about 9. 9, we are given a force like this, 9.5 newtons. This angle is 60 degrees, 2.8. This is the point P. This is 90. Right? Girls, pay attention, please. Where is the distance? This is the distance, the given distance, this one. Please. This is the given distance. Which is what? Where is the angle between distance and the force? This one. Okay? The angle that must be substituted here in the sine theta, okay, Lujain? The angle that must be substituted here in sine theta should be between distance and what? And force. Between distance and force. If this is 60, this is 90,
30.
this will be what? 30. So moment equals
2.8.
force 9.5
2.8
times 2.8
sine
sine 30.
13.3.
13.3 Newton meter. Again, girls, look. To determine the direction, which is an important later, move your finger with the same direction of the force about P. Hey, look, this way about P. So it will be what? Clockwise. Okay? It will be what? Clockwise. Okay? Any question? Yes.
كان ليه ما عمل 180 minus 127؟ اه تمام انا سؤال. أعمل إيه؟
Same thing. Same thing. 10. Look. This is the force applied. Okay. And this is what? P. 6.2 meters. 80 newtons. This angle 137. Right? Clear? Okay, guys. Where is the distance given? This one. This is 6.2. This is the angle direct. Same thing. I think. Same answer. Same answer. Because actually, sine. Okay, now I don't know if you take it or not. Identity. Sine 180 minus theta equivalent to sine what? Theta. There's an identity like this. So if you subtract theta from 180 or keep it as theta, it will be what? The same. So here, force 8, distance 6.2 times sine what? 137. Okay? This will be
33.8.
33.8 Newton meters. Look again. This way, huh? This way, anti-clockwise. Okay, anti what? Clockwise. Any question about this? Okay. Look to section 5.2. Girls. Section 5.2. In this section, actually, we don't have single force. In this section, we don't have what? Single force. We have many forces are applied on a plank or rod, whatever, and we have to find the net moment. Right? The net moment. How can I find net moment?
Adam.
Yes, بنشوف clockwise is sum of clockwise moments with sum of what? Anti-clockwise moment. Then we have to subtract. In section 5.2, in exercise 5b, actually we will not have what? One force. We will have several forces. We have to calculate the moment. We have to calculate the moment of each force and determine if it's clockwise or what? Anti-clockwise. Then how can I find the net moments?
Subtract.
We have to find the sum of moments clockwise, then the sum of moments anti-clockwise, then net moment, I should subtract them. Right?
Yes.
Greater minus what? Smaller. Like exactly like opposite forces. Like the opposite forces. Clear? Look to exercise 5b. Let me do the first one for you. Here, 5b. 1. A. B here. There's a force here, 3 newtons, 90 degree, 1 meter. Here, 2 newtons, 3 meters. Okay guys, pay attention here please. To calculate the net moment about B, I have to determine the moment for each force. The moment for each force. Moment of 3 newtons equals 3 times distance to P, 1, sine 90. Right? Sine what? 90. 3 newtons meter, where? Clockwise. The moment for 2 newtons equals 2. Pay attention, times 4, not 3, because we need the distance from the force applied where? To the pivot, 4, sine 92, right? 8 Newton meter. Look here, with the force, look, in this way, about P, right? So it will be what? Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise. Net moment, 8 minus 3, which is 5 Newton meter, in direction what? Anti-clockwise, صح؟ رح يكون النت moment 5 Newton meter anti-clockwise. يلا, complete. Complete question 1.
كله؟
Yes.
انتوا هتحلوا ايش؟ يعني بس عقد من هون لا يعني من 2000 وقديش ل
2005 ل 2017
انا عارفه احنا كنت 18
Okay, guys, look to question 6, please. Question 6, please. A uniform rod, 5C page 125. Guys, exercise 5C, question 6. A uniform rod AB of length 4 meters.
انا 4 ما عرفت
5 minus 2. Okay. Let's do now 6. I will return. Okay. Fine. Oh, sorry. I have to do it. Okay, guys. Pay attention, please. Pay attention. Question 6. Uniform rod of AB. Uniform. So center of mass. Where exactly lies where the center? At the midpoint. Where the weight 20 newtons. Okay. Clear? Suspended by horizontally by 2 vertical strings attached at A and B. Here there is a string, at B there is what? Another string. A particle of weight 10 newtons is attached to the rod at point C, where AC, here, this is C.
1.5
Here there is a particle of mass 10 newtons.
6 بلا 6
With distance here 1.5 meters. Find the magnitude of tensions in the 2 strings. Find the magnitude of tensions in the 2 strings. Okay, guys. Actually, what we have? We have equilibrium, rod in equilibrium position. Rod in equilibrium what? Position. Be careful about what? Distances. Actually, we are given that the total length of AB is 4, right? So this distance is what? 2 meters. So this is what? 1.5. These are given. What we are asked to find? Tensions in both strings, A, B. Definitely the tension will be where? Upward. TA, T what? B. First condition for equilibrium, some forces up equals some forces where? Down. What do we have? TA plus TB, upward forces, equals downward forces, 10 plus what? 20. So TA plus TB equals what? 30 newtons. This is the first equation. This is the first what? Equation. The second equation, I have to take moment of force clockwise equal what? Moment of force anti-clockwise. Actually, before this, we have to determine the pivot. Again, guys, I will select the pivot in a place, in a position, to exclude one of the variables. If I took it about B, the moment of TB 0, so it will be excluded from the calculation. Look to the words that I used here. Excluded from the calculation. But actually there is a tension at B. There is a force at B. But from the calculation that we will do, okay, it will be excluded. So about B, or about A, also you can take it, no matter. About B, moment of tension of B is what? 0. As what we mentioned before, any force lies in the pivot or its line of action passes through the pivot, its moment is 0. مرة تانية. Any force, هيا, TB, its line of action passes through the pivot, B, its moment is 0. So what do we have now? We have only moments 20, 10, 20, and what? TA. Okay? Now, to determine the direction clockwise or anti-clockwise, it's an easy one. Place your finger with the same direction of the force, right? Move your finger in the same direction of the force about the pivot, right? With the force about what? The pivot. What does this?
Anti-clockwise.
This is anti-clockwise, right?
Distance is 2 meters.
Anti-clockwise. Similarly, this one, anti-clockwise. Hey, move your finger with the same direction of motion about the pivot. Hey. This one, clockwise.
I see.
Sum of moments clockwise equal sum of moments what? Anti-clockwise. What are the clockwise moments? I know we have only one. TA times what?
4.
The distance from the line of action to B. The distance from line of action to B is 4. Equal
10 times 2.
10. What is the distance from here to here?
2.5.
2.5, huh?
Yeah.
Then an overall distance 4. Right? Overall distance is what? 4. Minus 1.5, 2.5. Plus 20 times 2. Right? 20 times 2.
Oh, never mind, no.
Right? So TA equals
TA equals 6.
Wait, 65 over 4.
16.25.
Yeah.
how can I find TB?
Substitute.
Plus TB. So TB equals
13.8.
4.7. Okay. Any question, guys?
No.
Any question about this? Yes.
Where did you get the
2.5. Okay, fine. يلا كمل answer quickly guys. يلا يا موجود.
انتوا هيكون هتحلوا يعني بس اعرف لا يعني 2000 وقديش
2005 2017
انا عارفه
Okay guys, look to question 6 please. Question 6 please. A uniform rod 5C page 125. Guys, exercise 5C question 6. A uniform rod AB of length 4 meters.
انا 4 وعرفته
5 minus 2. Okay. Let's do now 6. I will return. Okay. Fine. Oh, sorry. I have to do it. Okay, guys. Pay attention, please. Pay attention. Question 6. Uniform rod of AB. Uniform. So center of mass. Where exactly lies where the center? At the midpoint. Where weight 20 newtons. Okay. Clear? Suspended by horizontally by 2 vertical strings attached at A and B. Here there is a string, at B there is what? Another string. A particle of weight 10 newtons is attached to the rod at point C, where AC, here, this is C.
1.5.
Here there is a particle of mass 10 newtons.
6. But 6.
With distance here 1.5 meters. Find the magnitude of tensions in the 2 strings. Find the magnitude of tensions in the 2 strings. Okay, guys. Actually, what we have? We have equilibrium, rod in equilibrium position. Rod in equilibrium what? Position. Be careful about what? Distances. Actually, we are given that The total length of AB is 4, right? So this distance is what? 2 meters. So this is what? 1.5. These are given. What we are asked to find, tensions in both strings, A, B. Definitely the tension will be where? Upward. TA, T what? B. First condition for equilibrium. Some forces up equals some forces where? Down. What do we have? TA plus TB, upward forces, equals downward forces 10 plus what? 20. So TA plus TB equals what? 30 meters. This is the first equation. This is the first what? Equation. The second equation, I have to take moment of force clockwise equal what? Moment of force anti-clockwise. Actually, before this, we have to determine the pivot. Again, guys, I will select the pivot in a place, in a position, to exclude one of the variables. If I took it about B, the moment of TB 0, so it will be excluded from the calculation. Look to the words that I used here. Excluded from the calculation. But actually there is a tension at B. There is a force at B. But from the calculation that we will do, okay, it will be excluded. So, about B, or about A, also you can take it, no matter. About B, moment of tension of B is what? 0. As what we mentioned before, any force lies in the pivot or its line of action passes through the pivot, its moment is 0. مرة ثانية, any force, هيا, TB, its line of action passes through the pivot, B, its moment is 0. So what do we have now? We have only moments 20, 10, 20, and what? TA. Okay? Now, to determine the direction clockwise or anti-clockwise, it's an easy one. Place your finger with the same direction of the force, right? Move your finger in the same direction of the force about the pivot, right? With the force about what? The pivot. What does this?
Anti-clockwise.
This is anti-clockwise, right?
Distance is 2 meters.
Anti-clockwise. Similarly, this one, anti-clockwise. Hey, move your finger with the same direction of motion about the pivot. Hey. This one, clockwise.
I see.
Sum of moments clockwise equal sum of moments what? Anti-clockwise. What are the clockwise moments? I know we have only one. TA times what?
4.
The distance from the line of action to B, the distance from line of action to B is 4. Equal
10 times 2.
10. What is the distance from here to here?
2.5.
2.5, huh?
Yeah.
Then an overall distance 4. Right? Overall distance is what? 4. Minus 1.5, 2.5. Plus 20 times 2. Right? 20 times 2.
Oh, never mind. No.
Right? So TA equals
TA equals 6.
65 over 4.
16.25.
Yeah.
how can I find TB?
Substitute.
Plus TB. So TB equals
13.8.
4.7. Okay. Any question, guys?
No.
Any question about this? Yes.
Where did you get the 2.5?
2.5. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, question 7. Uniform plank AB. Uniform means what? In the center of mass, exactly at the midpoint. Yes, at the middle. Of length 5 meters, weight is 30 G newtons. Is resting horizontally on supports at C and D, where C has support, where AC 1 meter, or AD 3.5. And what does this mean? D, from D to B is what? 1.5. I will explain now this. When a particle of mass 14 kilograms is attached to rod at point E, the magnitude of reaction RC equals what? RD. It's given, look. And a particle, particle is attached to a point E. But I don't know where it's E. Pay attention here. Right? When this particle is placed on the plank, both reactions are equal. Both reactions are equal. This is from the question. Find the distance AE. Find the distance what? AE. And an overall length قديش؟ 5. If this is 5, this is 3.5, this would be what? 1.5. Look, طلع معهم please. Overall, this is what? 5 meters. It's given that from A to D, 3.5. So from D to B is what? 1. Clear?
Will 1 meter or do
Hi, 1 meter.
Hi, given?
Given. Clear, guys?
Yeah.
I will erase this. Okay. Now, what are the forces? I have RC from the support C. I have RD from the support what? D. There is a particle placed somewhere. Pay attention, please. Placed somewhere, I don't know where. Let's say I may place it here. This is E.
14.
It has weight what? 14 G. I will assume this distance from A is what? X. This is what we are asking. طلع معي please, guys. Pay attention.
ما عنده نورمال؟
Definitely لا أحسن لك شو. إحنا بنحكي عن forces على البلان. شو يستاهل الجواب. والله بس pay attention for this point. E is placed somewhere along this plank, صح? Okay. Here. Somewhere placed where along this plank. Let's say I may place it here. We are asked to find the distance from A to E, where the point is, where the particle is placed. Okay. What are the forces? Dear welcome. Now we are asked about the forces on the plank. The plank exerts force on E where? Upward. But I will not consider it. I should not consider it. And I'm considering mean. The force is where?
Down.
On the plank. Clear? So, where should I take the pivot here?
The RC or RD or E?
About A.
That's what I wanted to say.
طيب بس خليني احكي لكم شغله هون بليز اسمعوا شو بليز. Always as a rule, if the position is unknown, position of the particle زي هيك is unknown, take one of the ends as a pivot. Okay? دائما do as a rule. If the position F, the position of the particle is unknown, take the moments
Do you mean the pivot?
about
Oh, never mind.
what? About the ends of the rod. about the ends of the rope. How do I explain this for you? ليش؟ طلع بالله معي شوي بس شوفوا ليه. Let me make it شوي task table بسيط. C طلع معي please. Some of students اجوا حطوا هون E 14. Another one لا ال 14 هون هو ال place is unknown صح؟ حطوا هون. Right? Excellent. هلا لو أخذنا about C انتبهوا معي. About مين؟ About C again. This is to explain why I have to take about the ends. Right, look here please. If someone place the particle here and take this as x, or someone take this as what? X. What we will have?
Clockwise.
This is what?
Clockwise.
Clockwise. This is what? One of them right, the other is what? Wrong. So this is risky. Right? This is what? Risky. So, type, if I took it about A, this clockwise, here clockwise. In both cases would be as
Same direction.
same direction. So no matter the position, هون إذا أخذت about C, position of the particle will affect the answer. يعني إذا حطيته قبل C, right? غير عن إيش؟ بعد C, right? Clear? فهمتوا شو قصدي؟ هلا طلع معي شو بليز. مرة ثانية، إذا أخذنا about C, and I don't know where exactly the position of this particle. If I took about C this moment would be anti-clockwise, clockwise. This moment would be what? Anti-clockwise. One of them is right, only. So what I have to do here, I have to take a moment about one of the ends, either this or this. And if I took it about this end, clockwise. Here, clockwise. Okay? Fana? So, I will take everything about what? About A. This is always if the position of the force is unknown. The position of the force is unknown. Okay. The position of the force in this case affects what? The answer, صح? Affect what? The answer. بس هون does it affect?
No.
No, صح? هون whatever the position here, listen, if you place it here, if I take one of the ends as a pivot, the same answer. Okay. So, sum of forces up equals sum of forces what? Down. RC plus RD upward equals downward 14 plus what?
30. G.
14G plus 30G. Since they are equal, since they are equal, 2R equals what? 44G. So R equals what? 22G.
So that's why are RC and RD equal?
It's mentioned in the question. It's mentioned where in the question. Clear? It's given. Okay, fine. Hello, you take about what?
A.
About A. About A. About what? A. This one clockwise. This one clockwise. This anti this anti. Again, height. Move your finger in the direction of the force about the pivot side. Okay, hold on. This one. So, sum of moments clockwise equals sum of moments what? Anti-clockwise. Okay? what do we have clockwise? هدول clockwise صح؟ 14G times X صح؟ 14G times X to A, distance from A to X, from E to X, plus, sorry, from E to A is X, with 30G times 2.5, صح? Then the 30G weight of the plank times 2.5 equals anti-clockwise RC times 1, صح? RC times 1. Yes, actually. RC times 1, RD times 3.5. RD, right. From RD to A, guys, from RD to A, the distance is what? 3.5. And 3.5. طبعا RC و RD أصلا we found them, صح؟ 22G. This becomes 14GX plus 30 times 2.5, 60, 75, صح?
75.
G. RC times 1, 22G plus 77 plus G. Yes.
What did you mean when you said negative forces that are fighting the plank? Normal.
يعني هون on the plank E exerts force where? Downward. But the plank exerts force on the particle هاي لوين؟ Upward. So I will not consider this particle. احنا بس بناخذ الفورسز about ايش that act where on the plank.
plus 16.8
يعني ناخذ النورمال
يصير في جي
بس لا downward مش upward. قديش بيطلع x؟ 1.71. Okay guys? It's always be careful. Diamond we will have a question on regularly we will have a question like this in the past papers. Always if the position of the force is unknown, take one of the ends as what? As a pivot. Okay? سهل 5 سهل. Okay guys, pay attention please. Pay attention. Guys, now listen. Question 8. A uniform rod AB has length what? 4 meters and mass what? 8 kilograms. Resting in horizontal position on supports at C and D, right? And we have uniform rod. This is uniform rod. AB. Overall in length.
4 meters.
Yeah. It's 8. The weight for the plank is what? 8G. Again, guys, we are considering what? We are considering the forces that act where on the plank, okay, or the road or whatever. Okay, guys, you got the point? Okay. Now, so overall 4. So this is 2 centimeters. This is 2 meters. 2 meters. These two or this plank or rod rests على C and D where AC1, AC. This is C, 1 meter, right? And AD is what?
5 meters.
5 meters. 5? No.
No, 4. لا 2.5.
2.5. In old books فيها أحيانا mistake in high 5. Actually 2.5. يعني from here to here dash. We have 2.5 what? Meters. From this point to this point we have what? 1 meter. Clear?
Oh.
What we are asked to find, sorry, let's complete. When a particle of weight 30 newtons, right? 30 newtons is attached to the ball at point E. At point
أستاذ
إيه.
أنت عم تطلع
sorry.
بطلع M.
No. A particle of mass m kilogram is placed at point E, where AE 3.3. Okay, where is 3.3?
بعد ال 2.5.
Particle placed here. It has mass what? M. It has mass what? M. This particle, listen, this particle causes the plank to tilt about D. صح? It's mentioned in the question, صح? About to tilt about what? D. What does this mean, about to tilt?
Limiting.
It's still equilibrium. Yes, actually it's limiting equilibrium. It's still equilibrium, but it will start tilting about what? D. What will happen to the normal reaction at C? Zero. Right? Why? طلع معي شوي. Who has long ruler or ruler? Go.
عندي صغيرة.
You have?
واحدة صغيرة.
Okay, guys, pay attention, please. Again, here this is D, and this is what? C. Okay. I may place something here. Look, if it's enough, it may tilt, or about to tilt about D. It's still in equilibrium, but it's about to tilt about D. Now look to the plank. Here, look to this plank. Now this plank is right above what? C. So it does not rest on C now. صح? If it's about to tilt about C, the plank, okay, is no longer rests where? On C. So C will not exert a normal force on the plank.
But Ustad, it's about to tilt anything.
Yeah, يعني it's about to tilt, يعني little bit, right? Okay, يعني هي طلع بثانية about to tilt. يعني this is the limit of what? Of equilibrium. This is the limit of equilibrium, okay? Clear? So here, yes, about to tilt about C, or about to tilt about D. This means RC is what? Zero, right? About to tilt about what? D. What does this mean? This means that RC becomes what? Zero. This case is called what? Limiting equilibrium. This case is called what? Limiting equilibrium. Okay? Any question? Sure? So, any question mentions that it's about to tilt and about D, the other support is what? Zero. The other support is zero. Actually, this would be what? The maximum. Okay, or the limit of the equilibrium. Okay, maximum or the limit of what? Of the equilibrium. What we are asked to find?
Value of M.
Value of M. This distance, actually, if you, as what you mentioned before, the distance between this particle and here is what? 3.3 meters. Okay? This distance is about what? 3.3 what? Meters. Fine? Any question? Okay. So basically here we have RD only, right? RD only. RC would be what? Zero. Okay? As usual, what we have to do, sum of forces up equals sum of forces where? Downward. We have only one force, which is what? RD, upward. We have two forces downward, which are 8G plus mg. I can't use this equation to find mass because RD is unknown, right? RD is unknown. So what should I do? I will take the moments about D. Why will I take the moments about D? Who can tell me why? Yes, I will cancel out from the calculation what? RD.
RC is already cancelled.
It's already zero. Guys, pay attention. I'm cancelling RD from the calculation, but RD still, yes, it acts where? On the rod. Okay, fine. But if I take the moment about RD, we will exclude RD from the calculation only. What we will have now, we have two forces about D only. This force will be where? Again, move your finger with the direction of the force about D. This is anti-clockwise. Okay, this is what? Anti-clockwise. This one, clockwise.
طب انت بعد مش لازم ناخد على الانت.
If the position of the force unknown. احنا هون البوزيشن known هي 3.3 meters. Okay? The position is known. Well, you can take about the end. Okay, no matter. But you will have two equations with two variables. You have to do them as simultaneously. Here, sum of moments clockwise equals sum of moments what? Anti-clockwise. Okay. What is this distance?
0.8.
0.8. You know why? طلع معي هون please. هون. Do it before copying. Listen.
4 minus.
From A to B, 3.3. From A to D, 2.5. So the difference is what? 0.8. So here, mg times 0.8 equals what? 8g. What is this distance?
0.5.
What is this distance? 0.5. You know why? Guys, from here to here, from this position to this position, 2. From here to here, 2.5. D to A, 2.5. Center of mass to A, 2. The difference is what? 0.5. So this would be what times what?
Can you repeat it?
Hi. Which one?
0.5.
Hi. From A to D, 2.5. From A to center of mass, 2.
Okay.
2.5, difference what? 0.5. Okay? So M equals
5.
5. Okay, guys? Pay attention. Pay attention, please. What do we have? Question 9. Question 9, 5C. Okay? Question 9, 5C. Uniform bar AB, length 6 meters and weight what? 40 newtons, right? Weight 40 newtons. Uniform, so 40 newtons were at the midpoint. Here we have 3. Here we have what? 3 meters. This is the center of mass, okay? It's supported by C and D, right? Where AC,
2 meters.
where AC, this is C, from A to C,
2 meters.
2 meters.
From A to D, 5 meters.
Yes. And D, pay attention here, please. D here, where D, yes, 5 meters. Yani from A to D, this is what? 5 meters, okay? This is what? 5 meters. Any question about this? Okay. Then a particle is placed somewhere which has this 30 newtons weight, which makes tilting about C. Which makes tilting about what? C. Let's think about this by logic now. If I place it here, it will not tilt the plan about C. So, guys. If I place it here, it will not tilt about C. If I place it here, it will tilt about what? D. So the right position here. The right position where? In this way. Even if I don't know this position, guys. Even if I don't know this position, assume it anywhere. No matter. Matter. Okay? But by logic, it should be where? Here. The weight here, 30 newtons. Okay? The weight here is what? 30 newtons. If I don't know the position, I may place it anywhere. And take moments about one of the ends. انتبه معي هون. لو حطينا البارتيكل, if the particle placed here, it will tilt about C. Look here. If the particle placed here, tilt about what? C. If I placed here, it's not tilted because it's supported by C and D. If I placed here, it will tilt about what? D. Okay? Hello, whatever guys, whatever the position that you placed what? The particle, take it about one of the ends. Okay, fine? Yani we have to place the particle anywhere along the plane, we take the moments about one of the ends. Okay? It's tilt about what? Tilt about C. So RD equals 0. Sum of forces up equals sum of forces what? Down. We have only RC,
Equals 13.
right? We have only what? RC equals 30 plus 40, which is 70 newtons. This is RC. If I take the moment about A, okay? So the distance from here to here is what? X, let's say. Okay? Let's say this distance is what? X. This between this object to A is what? X. Okay guys, I will assume the distance between the position of the particle to the end A, or where the moment is taken about, where the moments are taken about X. Any question about that? Okay, now, this force would be what? About A, look. Clockwise. This?
Clockwise.
Clockwise. Clockwise. Sorry. Okay guys, again, look here. This force, if I take A, and I may take C actually, if I determine the position of the particle in the right way, I may take what? C. Okay, it's not wrong. But if I can't, take one of the ends as pivot. Clear? Look here please. This moment about A is what? Clockwise. This moment about A also what? This moment anti-clockwise. Okay. So, sum of moments clockwise. Sum of moments clockwise equals sum of moments what? Anti-clockwise. The clockwise moment 30 times x plus 40 times 2. You know why 40 times 2? 40 times 3, sorry. Yeah, thank you. Yes, sorry. 40, the distance between 40 to A is 3, equals what? One force only here.
1, 2, صح?
What is RC? 70. What is the distance between RC and A? 2.
أستاذ ما حناخذ دي 0
0 دي. RD 0.
أستاذ هلا RD بالفورس بالانتي كلوكوايز بالهاي 0.
No. If the force is 0, it's moment 0, definitely. So, what is the value of x?
2 over 3.
2 over 3 meters. Right? 2 over 3 what? Meters. Clear? You'll copy this.
يعني 1.5
Okay, guys, pay attention, please. By the way, guys, listen, please. Actually, we have to comment here about this answer. This is what? This is the maximum what? Distance. Right? This is what? The maximum distance. Why I called it as a maximum distance? Because the plank now, or the rod now, is in the limiting equilibrium, right? It's in the limiting equilibrium. If I move this particle, listen, if I move this particle little bit more than 2 over 3, okay, it will tilt. It will not about to tilt, okay? And if the distance, listen please, if the distance more than what? 2 over 3, this x, oh sorry, less than, yeah, sorry, less than. It's, okay, هي about C أنا كنت أخذها معك. Okay, مش مشكلة. Okay, sorry. If I reduce x, طبعا أنا x أخذتها من A، أنا كنت بحكي عن x from where? From C, sorry, هلا بنحكي عنها. x from A كل ما شو. If I move x more, يعني if I reduce x, this plank or this rod is no longer in equilibrium and it will tilt what? Rotate. It will tilt or rotate, okay? If x, okay, less than 2/3, less than 2/3, the rod will rotate. At 2/3, this is what? Limiting
Equilibrium.
Okay, it's what? Limiting what? Equilibrium. Okay? More than or less than, sorry, 2/3, and if I shift this particle here, any increment or any shift, any slight shift towards A, any slight shift towards A, this rod will totally or will completely rotate. Okay? It's no longer in equilibrium. It's no longer what? In equilibrium. Clear? Okay? Any question, guys? Okay. Now,
Less than, more than, it will rotate, صح?
yeah, more than, no. Less than it will rotate.
Less than.
Yeah.
طب more than is بصير؟
عادي بضل بلانك equilibrium. بضل ايش؟ equilibrium. طيب. هلا second section or next section, guys, about if the plank or rod is not uniform. Okay? The next section in this chapter, if the plank or the rod is not uniform. Okay? It's easy actually. Same thing. Either, listen, either we are given the center of the mass where, or we are asked to find what? Center of the mass. So in order to see this, let's go to section 5 what? 5D. Section what? 5. Same thing, guys, same thing. 5D. In this section, or in this exercise, the rod, in this exercise, okay, the rod is not uniform. So, either the center of mass is given, or we are asked to find what? Center of mass. Let's do exercise 1. Hey, let's start with exercise 1. 5D exercise 1, which is page 128. page 128. What do we have? Non-uniform rod, right? AB of length 4 meters and weight 60 newtons. Length what? 4. So here the center of mass is not in the middle. Pay attention please. The center of the mass here is not where? In the middle. Look to the question please again. Rests horizontally in two supports A and B. Given that the center of the mass of the rod is 2.4 from A. Center of mass 2.4 from where? A. This is the center of mass. And weight is what? 60 newtons. I have support at A, or I have support where? At B. This is given the question. Okay? Look here, we are given the center of the mass and we are asked to find what? The reactions. We are asked to find what? As usual, this is RA, this is what? RB. RA and what? RB. Sum of forces up equals sum of forces where? Down. What do we have upward forces? RA plus RB equals what? 60 newtons. Clear? Any question about this? So, in order to find A or B, I have to take the moment either about A or about what? B.
Given plus X.
It's given. Weight. The weight is 60 newtons, right?
لا, how did we know إنه RA plus RB equals 6?
Upward forces equal downward forces. Okay, fine. So, let's take about what? About A, B, whatever, come here. The moment of RA equals now what? 0, right? What do we have now? Look, guys, about A. This one will be what?
6 and
Clockwise.
This is what? Clockwise. And this about A what? Anti-clockwise.
okay.
Move your finger about A. So sum of moments clockwise equals sum of moments what? Anti-clockwise. Any question about this? Okay. So what do we have clockwise? 6 times 2.4, right? 6 times what? 2.4 equal RB times what? 4. Okay? RB times what? 4. Okay? Clear? Any question? This is the difference, okay? This is the whole what? Difference. So RB equals 3.6 newtons. Substitute RB here. So RC or RA, sorry, equals what? 6 minus 3.6, 2.4 newtons. This is RA. Any major difference? No. Now we have to concern about question 3. Question what? 3. Pay attention, please. I will give you time to complete copying. Just pay attention, please, guys. Just pay attention. A non-uniform plank AB of length 1 and 4 meters. Of length what? 4 meters. Okay. Of length what? 4 meters. And weight what? Weight 120. 100 what? 20 newtons. It's non-uniform. Pivoted where at its midpoint. There's a pivot here.
هلا أي سؤال؟
3. At point, okay. Pivoted at its midpoint. The plank is in equilibrium. The horizontal position of the child of 200 newtons is sitting where?
At A.
At A. 200 newtons.
300 at B.
B. And another one with 300 where? 300 newtons where? At B. Okay? By modeling the plank as a rod, we have to find the center of mass. Guys, pay attention below, please. We are not given where is the center of mass, so it's not uniform, so I don't know where is the center of mass, so I can't place it anywhere. I can't place it where? Anywhere. Let me place it here. This is the center of mass. Okay, this is the center of what? 120 newtons, right? This is the center of mass. Is this position known?
No.
So I have to take the moments about one of what? The ends. That's it. One of what? Of the ends, right? This position is unknown. So I will take this at one of the ends. We have here normal. صح؟ Yes, pivot.
هو قال لك pivot one؟
بس هو قال لي pivoted يعني حطيناه على point على support يعني. We should not take pivot. Actually, it's in equilibrium, guys. Guys, it's what? Equilibrium, and there's no rotation. There is no rotation. Pay attention, please. So what do we have to do now? Again, yes. First of all, sum of forces up equals sum of forces what down. R equals what? 200 plus 120 plus what? 300. R equals 620 newtons. Okay? Guys, pay attention. This is not the pivot. We can't take it as a pivot, but it will be difficult. I will take the moment about what?
B.
A or B, no matter. A or B. One of the ends, because the position of the center of mass is unknown. About A, moment of 200 becomes what? 0. يضل عندنا هذا المومنت كيف بيعمل about A? This is clockwise. This one clockwise. This one anti-clockwise. Clear?
Yes.
Any question about this? Sure? Sum of moments clockwise equals sum of moments what? Anti-clockwise. Assume the distance from center of mass to AX. Assume the distance from the center of mass, the unknown, to AXY because I took the moments about what? A. Clear? Okay, so now
120 x
120 times x plus 300 times 4, right? Equals what? 300 times 4,
Or times
120 times x, or اللي قديش؟
times 2.
R times 2. Then who Ali? It's mentioned in the question and it's pivoted where? At the midpoint. So R away from A 2. Substitute طبعا R 600 what? 20. If you substitute this, you will find what? X.
Should we solve question 4?
Okay, guys? 1
over 3. 1 over 3.
1 over 3. So actually my place is wrong, صح? Should be here. 1 over 3 what? Meters. I should not put myself in this way, in this position. خلاص بحط the position anywhere. صح? Or I will take what? The moments about one of the ends.
طب أستاذ لما يحكي pivoted يعني support.
أيوة support دائما. Pivoted يعني supported in point معين. Okay guys?